Hello and welcome to Livestream with Restream. I'm Anya, Product Marketing Director here at Restream, and with me today is Alex, our Head of Product. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Hello, everyone. I am really excited about this live stream, and it's very not usual for us doing some live demos which people haven't touched yet. But I'm very excited about this live stream.
And the thing that people have not touched yet is called editing mode for scenes in Studio. So now Restream is about to release the opportunity for you to edit your scenes offline so the viewers cannot see them while you make modifications while you're actually staying on a different scene. We will demo, we have a few screencasts for you to show how this could work, some use cases, some requests from the community. And of course, we'll also do the real-time demo where Alex will show you how to do it. This is still rolling out as we speak, so a lot of our creators cannot see this feature live yet, but it is coming soon. When would you say people can touch it?
I would say the first people will be able to play with it next week. So we will start from a really small cohort of people. Currently, we are mostly testing it internally every day, very active, just to create all this functionality around, just to make sure that it feels right. But the first open version which people can test would be available next week.
So for those who are new to this concept, and especially for people who are new to Restream and Studio, Restream allows you to create beautiful videos directly in your browser. You can create scenes that work like slides in the presentation. So you can pre-create your whole show and then transition between different slides like you would through a slide deck. One of the very popular requests was that once I transition to a new scene, or if I want to make any changes in the new scene, I basically have to show it to the audience. So think about it like if you were changing slides in your pitch deck. But instead of changing something before you show it to the people you're pitching it to, you have to actually show the draft and raw version. This was not ideal, and we will go through a few comments and requests why people explained to us that was important to them. But this is what we are talking about today, how you can edit scenes in your Restream Studio without making that visible to the audience. How can you make small adjustments or big adjustments on the fly, off air, and then show to your audience the absolutely best version of your upcoming scene. Big unlock, making streams smooth, absolutely epic unlock for producers and co-producers who are behind the scenes, because maybe as a host, you're focusing on content. Maybe during the show, it became clear that certain things need to change. Maybe you have guests who are coming in and out, and co-producers need to make sure that they look good in the layouts that we prepared for them. All of this is going to be available with editing mode. Before we go there, I would love to remind you that we really are actively growing our YouTube channel. If you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube, please do so. It really helps us to understand that this show is useful, and we're putting a lot of love and time into it. So we want to see our numbers grow. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do it. Today, we're live on a lot of channels. We have over 15 channels live right now. It includes Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, multiple YouTubes actually, TikTok, Instagram, and X. If you're watching there and you are not following our page just yet, please do so as well. And we will go ahead and acknowledge some of our chatters. Let us know in the comments where in the world are you watching from. And we would love to start for you to submit those questions. This is your unique opportunity to talk to our head of product. Alex is not streaming with us all the time. So this is also a little Ask Me Anything opportunity in the end. Since we're only demoing one thing, how to edit your scenes in Studio, we will have a little extra time so you can ask him anything you want, from questions about Studio, about Restream, or I don't know. He asked me to not ask him anything about personal life, but I will leave that to chat. So maybe you guys can help me out there. Because if it's a chat question, that's not from me. Quickly Memory saying, let's go. Grant from Restream is saying, good morning, y'all. I see some comments from also from YouTube. Oh gosh, it's running now. How everyone listening as working on new soldering little weirs on the street lamps. That's awesome. I love that. So basically listening to us as a podcast. Willa Fantastic is saying hello from scorching hot Austin. It is hot today. It is going to be 102 degrees, I believe. That's in Fahrenheit. I think in Celsius is what, 40 something? So pretty crazy stuff. Grant is checking in from Portland, Oregon. I hope it's cooler there, and I'm so jealous. Reluctant Creators from Birmingham, UK. Hello. I am from the UK, says Enfield. Oh, such a long name. 204 in the end. Hello from North Carolina from Becca. And Fish Family says, hello, my fellow loving fish friends. Hello from Portugal is from Colin Lee. Hi, Colin. Good to see you here. All right. We will continue hopefully getting your questions. Please make sure to ask anything you want to know about Restream product and especially about editing scenes. But here is what we have already seen you say before in the past. So we do have a way to collect your requests. And if you have not visited our ideas.restream.io, I'm going to put it right on top of Alex right now. This is the best place for you to share your feedback, request new features, upload features that other people already requested, and basically let us know what is useful, what's working, what's missing in Restream. We look there every day. The product team is looking there every day. Marketing team is looking there every single day because that helps us to understand how to prioritize our roadmap as well as how to create content and what to build guides around. So this is the best place to share your feedback. And these are some moments and examples of feedback that you guys shared with us in the past quarter. AI is not AI, it's just initials. It's probably NDIs. Let's call it NDIs. Is saying during live broadcast at Restream Studio, hosts often need to upload new video assets. In example, intro clips, transitions, sponsor reels, or last minute content. I hear you, Andy. I absolutely hear you because sometimes even this show, as we were preparing it, we did modify a few things because we realized that we would love to add certain things, including, by the way, this specific comments. Currently, any newly uploaded video appears directly inside the live asset list, creating a risk of accidentally showing on screen before it's ready. It's a real pain point, and this is what editing mode is going to solve. There is more like this. Brian says requesting a preview only off-air mode in Restream Studio, similar to OBS, allowing creators to prepare and update scenes, media, and layouts without them being visible to live audience. So same thing, right? Sometimes you need to modify things. OBS already allows that, and if you're used to producing in broadcasting software like OBS or vMix, it is kind of something that you would be craving and expecting. One more, actually two more comments that I would like to call out.
Okay.
Dave here is saying, I would like to be able to bring image video on screen and share and have it ready below the slides so I can add it to live screen when I'm ready instead of automatically going on screen when I bring it in. So the screen share is especially painful because you cannot really pre-create your scenes with screen share due to security and privacy settings. You have to actually start the session, then actively allow screen sharing, and only after that it becomes part of your media. So that is like the biggest challenge here, right? Like when you're trying to share your screen, and sometimes, I don't know if that happens to you, Alex, but sometimes it's like a wrong tab, or it creates like it shares more than I want to share, right? Or like it's so tiny that I actually feel like I need to zoom. And imagine being able to preview that before you blast it out to all of your 30 plus destinations, which is what Restream allows you to go live on. That
Yes,
would be really
from one side it's like the size and the content which you want to display, but from other side it's like, imagine you have like I don't know, 10 upcoming scenes, and you want to like show the screen sharing only on 3 of them or 5 of them, and like you need to go and click through all of the scenes like to assign this screen sharing to every scene. And it's something, if you didn't do it like before the live stream in advance, so during live stream you are not able to do that at all, because like once you start screen sharing, okay, I need for this scene, you enable, after that you like coming back to it, I need the screen sharing again, and like, okay, I need to start sharing it again. So
Yes.
this is also like different type of the problem with the screen sharing, because if you're looking on the analytics data, screen sharing is one of the most popular sources in Studio, which people are like showing on the stream, and it's very unique, as Anya mentioned, so you can't like really do it like 1 hour in advance before live stream, or like, so usually you're doing it like right before the show, and like with your guests, it's like different. So you need to connect with them, start the screen sharing, make sure it's like good, looks good, and after that like show. So with this basically edit mode is like the biggest pain point, I would say. This is like screen sharing, because like, okay, how I can manage this better.
Yeah. And the reason why screen sharing is so popular is because, as we know, as we build this show every week, it is so much easier sometimes to simply show something on your screen if you're vibe coding, live building, if you're sharing some trends, if you're sharing some tweets. So for a variety of use cases, if you're just trying to show your work or trying to show your process or trying to demonstrate how to use something like editorial, educational content, screen sharing is literally the fastest way to deliver your message to your audience, because not everyone has an army of video producers, creators, designers who can actually create beautiful videos and commercials and ads and guides and walkthroughs, right? Like, so screen sharing is the fastest way to go live if you're not sure, if you have the capacity to create beautiful graphics. So last thing that we also saw in our Canny request is Chris is saying to be able to edit any scene in the background while the guest is speaking about a different one. So that's another unlock for co-producers, especially if you have multiple guests. You can actually allow your audience to focus on one guest speaker, and in the meantime, in edit mode, you can prepare the scene for your next guest, or maybe no guest, maybe just the host. So that is another thing that is super helpful, because a lot of people worry about guests showing up and you are not necessarily ready for them, or you cannot preview their layout because they just joined or they were late. And especially if you have like this kind of like cadence of guests coming in and out, being able to edit those scenes where they're coming in gives a lot of comfort and confidence for both producers and those guests that they're going to look good. So this is the editing mode. Alex, would you like to introduce a little bit of the topic, and then we'll show a few visuals of what you can do.
Yes, absolutely. So when you switched it to this scene, I was expecting some like special music. I don't know, like special animation.
I can make you a quick music animation.
Music.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's see.
So yeah, I am how to say it, I am very excited that like it will be possible. So from the product team, it was like a big challenge to make it simple, because if you looking of the like professional software or like OBS or other tools, you really have this live and preview mode. So you kind of switch between them, and you just make sure that like it's looking good, and you are like you know what are you doing. But like with Studio, is it like very lightweight solution? We wanted like to have something very simple. So we are how to say it, like when you have when you want like really simple solutions and you don't want like to introduce
overcomplicate. Yes, absolutely. Because it's always in Studio, it's always this balance, how to make it super simple for people who are not used to professional software but who have great content and do not want a learning curve, versus how to satisfy the needs of more professional prosumers and teams that expect more control and more features, right? So like that is the balance we're trying to catch there. How to make it simple, clean, clear, effective and reliable, and yet do not create a system where someone who is new to production and video opens up a studio and says, okay, there's no way I can use this. This is way too difficult.
With like 100 buttons and checkboxes.
Exactly.
Definitely it's not our story. We want like everything very simple and very understandable. And like not a lot of people need this. So if you're just like running some solo show, sometimes you don't need this. Like we have people who are using like few scenes, like one countdown, the next one they are just talking, overlaid comments, everything, and after that they say goodbye and like close the laptop. So they don't need this heavy like interfaces to show like okay, what is this new button, what I should do with it. So we were looking like, okay, we have like different type of audiences and we have like a big problem. At first, like we started looking at the screen sharing, because it's something we how to say, we have this problem ourselves every time we do like internal calls, internal demos, or like hands-on meetings. And like okay, we need to fix it somehow. And like we started like from the simple idea with the screen sharing. After that, like okay, also I want to apply captions or like different graphics. And like with this direction which we took, we were very happy, and we just like, okay, it works actually with the video, or it could work with the presentations. We have also people who, okay, I want to share a presentation, but I don't want to start from slide 0. I want to start from the 5th of the 7th slide. So basically it will give you ability like to pre-select the content which you want and like share with your audiences and without all this. Of course, some people using like recording mode only. So for them, it's just to do it like and trim these parts when like it's showing like on the post production. Okay, it's not a big deal. It's kind of you can do it quickly, but even for them it like makes content creation even easier, because like okay, you can pre-create, you switch there and you just like crop the part which you don't need with the. So I'm really excited about that, and yeah, let's go for the first use case and like show how it will actually work.
Let's do it. I was actually looking at some of the chat comments from Instagram. Today it is actually on fire. We are live in both orientations, landscape and vertical. I see there's some questions in the chat about that. We will definitely get to them later. Continue asking your questions for Alex and for us, but I just wanted to shout out for Humble Gaming, Humble Life Gaming. They're watching us on Instagram and basically says, I only use Restream for multi-streaming. I have been customer for over 2 years from upstate New York. So we are seeing your comments from Instagram. Keep asking your questions there as well. Let's have a look at our first use case. So we mentioned overlays, right, and graphics. So actually, let me
make it bigger.
Make it bigger. I love it. I love it. So we'll disappear for just a second, but I think this is a good quick example of how you can use editing mode. And Charles is, of course, being so funny. He was winking and blinking. So you start your stream with a countdown timer, which is how we typically start our show. And this is a great way to kind of like hype up and warm up your audience. And then while your timer is going, maybe you remember that you need this call to actions, subscribe to our channel, or reminding people to go to a certain website or take certain actions, right? So while your countdown is still going, you have with editing mode this opportunity to enter the next scene and add a little graphic real quick that you forgot or that you just decided felt inspired to add. Very simple use case, very useful, very easy to do now. Before, actually during the countdown timer, if you change your scene, you would basically end the countdown. And now you can make those additions while you're still counting down. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. And like usually, so yeah, you can be creative as like in any cases, like you can like put overlays or like change the backgrounds if you like. Oh, okay, I just got the latest version of the background or last version of the watermark which I need to upload. Because sometimes with the live shows, even you are trying to be super prepared, like okay, this content is not really ready yet, and I will be waiting for this screencast, or I will be waiting for this like image which like we have like a special episode, so it should have a special design. And like yeah, you can always change it like in the last minute or pre-create it somehow very special scene if you have like some graphics designer behind the scenes while you are on the one topic, and you can like create something like related to the questions in chat.
Absolutely. This is a great reminder to ask your questions in the chat. And I also would like to invite you to think about, if you're producing content right now, how often do you have last minute changes? Like, I'm just really curious. I see a lot of creators in the chat because we do that all the time. Like, I mean, I'm not going to lie. We do prepare our streams. We do have a plan. We do have a lot of demo materials that we work on for a week before we go live, but almost inevitably every single time there's something that we have to add last minute. Sometimes it's 5 minutes before, sometimes it's literally during the show because the question of the chat kind of like guided us a certain way, because there's some kind of cultural reference that we need to like modify and add some things. So it's almost always some last minute changes. Let us know in the chat if you experience that, or you basically pre-create the show and nothing else changes because it's so rock solid for you. Let us know. Now the screen sharing part. I do think that this is a really this is the use case, and this is very meta because we'll have multiple Alexes here. This is the use case that we kind of started with. For those people who are new, sharing your screen is now going to get so much easier because you can do it in edit mode versus battle with screen sharing live right in front of your audience. So, Alex, what are you showing here?
Yeah, so at first, like, let me just pause and like just scroll this video. So at first, like, similar use case to our stream, we have a countdown, and like, okay, so we didn't have like a chance to prepare this screen shares. Guest, for example, just join it, and like you need to do it like last minute, or like just prepare it where do you want. So you can just go to the scene where you expect to have like screen sharing for your demo, just open three dots, click edit scene, and so here's hello. Like start screen sharing screen. Choose what you want to share. Like done. Another part, okay, by the way, this is like another reminder that we support multiple screen sharing at Restream Studio. So you can add not only one screen sharing, which will be displayed everywhere, you can add multiple, but keep in mind that like it really depends on how powerful your computer is, because sometimes it like needs additional resources. And if you plan to use like local recordings on top, please consider that like before using that, or at least run a few tests to make sure that your machine is good for that. So here is like, and I am still in countdown, as you can see. So we have on air page, Anya, I will, okay. I wanted to do a full screen, but you did it before me. So
I'm faster. That's good.
Yeah. So, and here you can see I am still in, my countdown is still playing. So, and I am preparing this like screen sharing scenes. Like I did one, another one, and like yeah, it's like different screens. And like okay, I don't layout don't like a layout here, for example. I just like change for different layout, and yeah, I am ready. So I finish my editing, go back to countdown, like to wait until it finish, and like when I like switch to the scene which was like next after the countdown, my screen sharing will be already there and it's visible for everyone, so I can do my demo. On the next screen, you can see that like I have like different screen sharing, but like also how you can use it. Basically, you can have different angles, and imagine if I have like the same screen sharing. So on one screen, I could show one layout, on another one, like different layout, maybe with more guests. So you really can like create like different variations of your stream with like edit mode. So yeah, and like once countdown is finished, I am ready to show my demo, and like it's simple, it's very simple, and yeah. So we are going back into our video, but the main idea was to make it very simple. And here is like the screen sharing problem, which was like really big and annoying. And currently, it will be much easier to do that.
Absolutely. We do have another quick use case here of guests, right? Like, so that's what something that was brought up earlier. So here we'll also pause a little bit, and I am going to expand it yet again. So you can see that in this scenario, we are looking at a scene where we started, right? Like, so the scene where there is some kind of material, and then there are two guests speaking. But then in the meantime, our co-producer, in this case Charles, can be like, hey, let me edit the next scene and make sure that I add a few captions. That could be triggered by something that we were saying or something that appeared in the chat, right? So it's not necessarily about being not organized and not ready. It's actually being much more proactive and interactive and inclusive to your chat. So here he is adding a few things. He's saying thanks for the subscribe. Maybe we got a subscribe notification or something like that. And while we continue our conversation, the producer can do that. And then for the next scene, it's very easy to just switch and have this kind of like new reaction ready to go. Fun stuff. We are going to really focus on the questions today. This is mostly what we wanted to show you. Actually, right now, we're going to take a few questions from the chat because I did pin a few really good questions. Not all of them are related to editing mode, but I understand that you always have access to Head of Product. So this is when you guys can ask us anything. We will take a few questions and then we'll come back to the demonstration of this editing mode in real time with screen share with Alex. So let's see what we got. I have Yeah, this is really cool. Okay. Woo. So many questions. They're like part 1, part 2 questions. Okay, I'm ready. Let's start with the end, because those are the people who submitted their questions last, and I want to make sure that they stay engaged. I really need to make last minute changes, says Circuits FM. Oh, regular, by the way. Hello there. Good to see you. But it does happen. My show structure includes 6 scenes, and I have designed my show structure to utilize scene reuse. So in the show, metadata and videos are what change from show to show. Yes. So you can pre-create a bunch of scenes, and you can pre-create scenes that are kind of like, backup scenes, right? And just basically transition between them. But again, to make your life easier and to be able to accommodate those last minute changes, editing mode, I believe, would be really good for you. Even if you don't have a lot of scenes, just to be able to adjust them a little bit on the go as the show goes, I think would be really good. I believe Circuit FM is a radio, so they make music and they create like kind of like this always on type channel. So this is really good stuff. Not a question, but a comment. Real J Saint David. This is nice that edit mode remains even when you select through the scenes, allowing for editing across multiple scenes before confirming the edits. That is true. There is a confirmation button that says your edit is done, right, Alex? So basically, you can edit a bunch of different scenes while you are either on countdown, sponsor segment, maybe video replay, or anything else. Is that something that we're pretty proud of?
Yeah, so like I don't know if question about like no, it didn't like mentioned in the question, but like if you're talking about like multiple scenes, yeah, you just go in the edit mode, you can like edit any scenes, so it's like you just switch between scenes and all of them would be like in edit mode. And all these changes are after saved. So like you edit one scene, like do something, it's after saved. You go to the next scene, it's already also after saved. And like once you click like finish editing, it's basically just switching you to the active scene. Also, I will show it on the demo. There is like a small drop down in this finish editing button, which helps you to make this scene active right away if you need to do that. I will do it like during the demo, but yeah, all the changes after saved, and like you can edit as much as you want. Yeah, you just need to make sure that your audience is still watching something because
something. So definitely prepare some content that will, unless you have a co-producer, so you can kind of like keep the conversation going and the co-producer can do the work, which is also a feature in Restream Studio, and you should absolutely use it. We have Anatoly today in our co-producer mode, so we'll shout him out in the end. Flexibility is never a bad thing. Having the right tools that you need when you need them is a luxury. That is true. I love that. I do have a question from Instagram. I don't know why I'm so obsessed today with, because we have so many comments there, like uncharacteristically. So I am going to bring a comment from Instagram. It's a slightly different way of bringing it that, we would typically do it. But, okay, that is unexpected. I did not expect this to happen. But basically, Humble Life Gaming says, does this affect your CPU or GPU? Editing mode, and like I guess it's a reaction slightly to your comment that like multiple screen shares would affect that. Would like editing scenes while something else is playing live affect your CPU or GPU? It's a great question. What do you think?
Yes, potentially, because you need to process like a few like video items, I would say. So definitely it would be. And like the question is, like, if you're talking about how much of CPU or GPU would be affected, it depends on like what content are you editing. If it's like, for example, we have browser source in Studio and you are editing this browser source scenes and you have like really heavy video background there, of course it will affect your like computer a lot. So if you like editing just, I don't know, just pre-uploading image on the next scene, of course it will affect, but like the impact would be like significantly different, because between image and video there is like a big difference. So yeah, short answer, yes, it affects it technically in some way, but usually for you it will not be noticeable if you're just working with the regular sources or something like that.
And it's always a good idea to test, because before you go live, if you just test it and using exactly the same conditions that you would use to go live, you can kind of understand what your machine is capable of. Most modern, new-ish, up-to-date computers, such as MacBook Pros or any like serious production or gaming computers, should handle that, no problem. Cool. Now, before we get to the demo, I do want to take a few questions that are not necessarily related to our editing mode, but people want to know. So let's take a few, and then we'll get to our demo to show a few more capabilities of editing. Question from Skipper of Veteran Nation. I love Restream. Thank you. We love you too. Can you integrate a way to bring in guests if we are using OBS? So I have my opinions on that, but
Okay.
Alex, I don't know. I'll start and then you can take over.
Yeah.
I do believe that, so there are some tricky, sneaky ways to do it, right? Like you can use OBS as a virtual camera. I believe there's probably like some kind of like RTMP source type way when you can bring somebody from OBS into Studio, the other way around. But to be completely and entirely honest with you, the absolute best way and the absolute best experience for your guests is to just use Restream Studio. If you have a talk show, if your content is focused on conversations, interviews, and guests, Restream Studio has everything you need. And especially now with editing mode, the reason why I wanted to take that question, because now editing mode is also available for you. So you can actually use functionality similar to OBS in pre-creating and adjusting scenes before they appear to the audience. The absolutely best experience for your viewers is to just join you in Studio. This is what we do here. We're using Restream Studio to join to have this conversation. Alex is based in Portugal. I am based in the United States. It feels like we're in the same room. It is literally one click. And in addition to that, your guests can also add their own channel with a feature called Restream Pairs. So they can amplify your audience and triple your viewership if they have large following on their own channels. It is literally unmatched in OBS or most other encoders. So we definitely recommend you consider Studio, at least give it a try. It doesn't mean that you have to switch all of your content to Studio, but if you do have a guest, Studio is your best way to go. Alex, now you feel free to add this is my hot take on guests in OBS.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. What I can add that like before we had like browser source, it was like a big game changer. The like why you should use OBS instead of Restream Studio because you don't have like browser source or something like that. Currently we have, and like it's a huge unlock for different like items and your creativity. How do you want like build layouts and everything. Yeah, of course I could like spoiler some items like okay, you can't like really to make should I say it or not?
Okay, do it. You already started. It's too late.
Okay, so it's too late to go back. Yeah, if you're talking about layouts, which you can like do custom layouts in OBS, you can do anything. Currently, it's not possible with Restream, but we have it like in our roadmap, and it's something we will take next after like edit mode. So you will have like one more reason switch from OBS to Restream Studio. Yeah. I also hear from like a lot of different people who are using Restream. This like special part of bringing guests from OBS is very painful. Some of the people use like Zoom, for example, but they are not happy with the quality which they get. And like yeah, there are a lot of like different cases. Like some people, for example, use just Studio when they need to bring guests because they have like a real nice show, and like usually they sitting in one room. But like for example, travel season is starting like during the Christmas or like during the summer, so they can't like stay physically in the same room, so they are just switching their production to Restream Studio for this period of time. And yeah, they are really happy with that, and like the quality is great. You can like talk with your guests. There are a lot of possibilities for you to run your show from Restream Studio.
It's a really good experience for guests. I'm actually thinking, and maybe we should make a note about this. Maybe our co-producer can make a note for the future. We should maybe run a show where we just drop the guest link to the chat. I know there's some concerns about this because it's a very brave move, but I do want to make sure that people who are watching us can experience, and that could be just like a radio show, like, call in, type, ask the question with your camera. But the main core opportunity there is for you to experience how easy, seamless, and just like super chill this is for guests, even if you're not prepared, even if you didn't get like the checklist and stuff, how easy it is to join from literally anywhere, from any browser, even from mobile. I've had guests join from mobile, and as long as you have internet connection that is relatively stable and the phone that is not super old, you will actually have a good experience joining and calling in and like providing a commentary. So maybe we'll run a show that does that in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
A question
Great
from Nick.
idea.
Yeah, well, just so people can experience it. Question from Nick. Is there any way to adjust portrait framing while streaming live while keeping the landscape screen the same? So it's a very common question. It is definitely in our canny. You should upvote that in ideas@restream.io. But basically different layouts and different modifications for landscape versus portrait in Studio. That's coming, right?
Yeah, it's on our radar as well. So because we understand this like pain points where like, okay, I really don't want like this. So because portrait has like limited space and we are trying like our best to like put everything there, and you don't need to worry about like what would be there. So we just trying to adjust it for you, so you don't need to do this manual edits. But I also understand that it will not work for all of the people. Some of the people have like more professional teams, for example, and they have like advanced graphics for that or stuff like that. They definitely would benefit from like custom layouts or like separate edit for the portrait mode. So we know about this feature request. It's in our top list, but we don't have like any ATA on this, unfortunately, at the moment. So I can't provide you any ATA.
Yeah, but it's a great request, and we are definitely on it. We've got some people checking in from our LinkedIn, and I always love to see that. So Lux is saying, another unrelated to editing question, any visibility into ability to bring comments from Instagram, TikTok, and Substack? Substack is new here, right? We just recently integrated. For Instagram comments, probably the only so this limitation is related to API, right? This is not something that Restream is blocking. It is just something that is limited by the end platform. We are working with their teams constantly in order to bring this feature over. As soon as Instagram and TikTok are ready to share their comments and chats with us, we will immediately integrate it into the platform. We absolutely understand that pain point. Right now, as a workaround, one of the things that one could do is to use, unfortunately, it will be a separate tab for you to basically get there. But you can create a separate tab, and let me actually hide this comment because otherwise it's going to be a mess. And then you can just drag and drop comment from Instagram. So this is a real Instagram comment that is happening right now because we are live there. We already took another question from this viewer earlier, but this is how you can do it. You can simply screenshot it and drop it in. Our co-producer didn't do it. I just did it while talking. So if that is possible, you can probably imagine that that's relatively easy. Of course, when you add to the Substack and TikTok, maybe Patreon and maybe a few other platforms where the chat is not integrated due to API limitations, it becomes more difficult. In that situation, I would recommend having a co-producer help you with that. If you can assign a person to monitor those comments and drop those images. In my opinion, this is the best way to do it because you get to show their name, you get to mention that they're from Instagram or from TikTok, and that way you get to include them into the conversation. There's a little bit of a crutch, but that is the way we handle it currently. The second the API allows us to show those comments, we will absolutely add that to our functionality. And oh yes, Restream pairing is a killer feature. I'm so proud of it because I was part of building it. So music to my ears. Thank you, Lex. Love it. All right. We do have more questions, but we will go ahead and do a little demo and then we will come back to more. So continue asking if you have anything else for me or for Alex. Let's go. All right, Alex. I won't even touch the scene because I feel like you should be.
Okay, like just give me a moment. I will prepare my demo link.
Yes. So yeah, while you're doing that, I'm just gonna tell our viewers that this is so new. We are still using like special links in order to demonstrate that for you. So it is going to start rolling out very soon, hopefully this week. It is still in testing, so there are some modifications that we might make to some of the UI and some of the experiences that we're showing to you. But you should be able to touch this product very soon and provide your feedback and your opinion on whether that works for you. So let me see. We are ready. Just going to show this comment. Here we go.
Okay. Yeah, this is my screen. And
this is the real screen share. It's not a screencast like earlier. This is the real deal.
Yeah, so let me show myself here. I like here using different camera. So yeah, how to say, live demos, they are always scary, but like we are ready to do that. And yeah, so for example, I open the countdown scene, I have my X connected, and I just press go live button. So we will be live pretty soon. Yeah, and like my countdown is already started. And for example, I want to do like a screen sharing presentation. I just go to the, okay, I don't have a scene for that. So let me create a new scene. So the first big change is like currently what we did, as you can see, we didn't switch to the new scene right away. So because like for a lot of people, this functionality was unexpected. People just used to it, and after like they stopped like asking questions why it works in this way. And currently we are like revisiting this functionality, and every time you add like a new scene, for example, it could be media, it just creates a new scene in the list, and we don't switch you there. Okay, for example, if you're talking about like edit mode, I still have 2 minutes to add something into the scene. So I go just edit scene. Yeah, this is what I would see when I switch to the scene. Okay, let's add some screen sharing. I have some windows, basically the same windows I used in my demo. So for example, this one, after that I go like, I don't like this graphics. Let me choose like this background, for example. And you know what? I also don't like this border radius. Let's do, oops, it's too much. Yeah, probably we would just swipe the layouts, and also I want like some sources for here. Yeah, nice layout. I just adjusted and pre-created the scene. So, and as I mentioned before, I have like two options. I can like finish editing, which will brings me back to the countdown, or I just click finish and activate, and it switch me to the scene. And as you can see, what we pre-created, it's already there. So I can do like my presentation, or I can go and like duplicate the scene, for example. I duplicated the scene. So as you can see, we are not switching to it anymore. I go to the edit mode. Okay, what screen sharing should I show? Do I want, if I want to have the same screen sharing, I just add it, like I could like adjust my layout, but like, yeah, for example, like this. And yeah, that's it. And we are ready and finish. I just finish editing and I get back to my previous scene. Like when are you doing it like presentation and like you pre-creating the scene, so it's not a very convenient use case. It's like kind of, but if you have some guest who is talking over this like screen sharing, it's like definitely a case while he is talking, you can prepare the upcoming scene. And for example, okay, I need like to do, my guest is talking and I need to do like a countdown scene as a like closing scene. So I just pre-create countdown scene, go into edit mode. Okay, I have this timer. I want like 1 minute, for example. I probably want some music from Novikov. So hello, Dmitry. And yeah, I really like this font, and I really like, I definitely need different background for this type of font. So I just switch here, like captions, okay, follow me on X, and basically I pre-created the scene. while my guest was still talking, and like, okay, we are ready to wrap up. I just click to this countdown scene, and yeah, everyone see countdown, my captions, and yeah, I am ready to wrap up.
Awesome.
If needed, like you as always can apply graphics to your active scene, like as always. So nothing is changing here. You still will be able to edit active scenes like before. Okay, this music very loud. We can do it like a bit, adjust a bit. So in terms of like editing, it's still the same. But like you can do this. Also, what new? For example, I am already on this countdown scene, and I have a screen sharing here, which I use on two scenes. So as you know, it wasn't possible to assign really screen sharing to any of the scenes. You need to like just to create it manually. Oh my god! Oh, countdown is finishing. So no, we don't need after switch. We just will be staying on the same scene a bit longer. So yeah, as I mentioned previously, before it wasn't possible to like preassign your screen sharing to different scenes, and like sorry for the naming, I wasn't like that ready. And like for example, I just preassigned the screen sharing for the new scene 29, and I go in edit mode like and adjust layout, for example. Okay, I would talk like this, and it's another powerful item that you currently can have, not only like edit mode, but also you have like a scene assignment for screen sharing. So
Yeah, that is huge actually, because before screen sharing, not only like you had to like share it while you're live, sometimes you had to go through all the steps of sharing right in front of your audience, and sometimes it's a lot of steps, but you also don't necessarily want your screen on every single scene, and sometimes you have a very specific idea of that. I also love that you mentioned something about the countdown, like how the countdown is about to end. If you show, if you maybe you can show it again, like if you actually start your first countdown and you're editing a scene, it gives you in this preview of scenes, it gives you a little timer, so you are not going to get surprised like Alex that like, oh no, this is about to end. Like I really love that part, because like if you have like a longer one, maybe 3-minute one, 10 seconds are not going to give you a lot of flexibility, but if you have like 30 seconds, see how like it gives you like this big like it shows you what's on air and how much time is left, and as you are editing, you know that this is something that this is the time frame that you have for your adjustments. Same, I believe, will happen if you are showing a video, right? Like if you're showing, for example, sponsor segment or someone's bio, or like any kind of like little commercial reel. If you have like a 3-minute guide that you want to show, yeah,
I wanted to show, but like I just disabled this after switch. So let me like bring it back and like go edit mode.
and then
So
exactly
in 15 seconds we will have like the notification, like
Exactly. But you can always see it. And the same will apply to videos, because that's one of the things that I definitely experience as a pain point here as well, because sometimes we'll have great videos created by Charles. And what we do there is while we're playing the video, everyone is just sitting awkwardly and waiting for him to finish, because we cannot do anything else. We cannot change the scene. We cannot edit anything, right? Like we're just sitting there and waiting because we cannot touch the scene. In the past, we couldn't, right? Now we can actually let Charles do his magic. And in the meantime, we could go to the next scene and maybe even show the question that's relevant to the guide, maybe show something else, some other caption or some other piece of content. We can actually go to that scene and like start modifying it with my co-host while Charles is still talking. So great for countdowns, great for pre-recorded video replays, and anything else that basically gives you a little break, maybe commercial breaks even, right? Maybe sponsor segments.
Yeah.
Gives you a little break, but instead of just sitting there and waiting for this to finish, you can check your scenes, edit them, make adjustments. And I think it's very important to also remember that editing scenes doesn't always mean that you need to modify them. A lot of times, this opportunity to stay on one scene on air and actually travel between scenes that are coming up next might just mean that you want to check them, right? Like you want to just see if the guests who appeared in your preset layout appear exactly where they want to be, right? You don't have to necessarily modify them, but that gives you the opportunity to preview before your audience sees that. And that to me is a massive unlock, because a lot of people say like, oh, I don't modify scenes, but do you want to see where your guests appear, right? Like, do you want to see how large is that little banner that you added? Or maybe especially with widgets and more interesting browser sources, like you would want to make sure that before it shows to your audience, you have a good look at that. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And like, for example, we had like a real life example from the previous week when Raycast was live. They were screen sharing the screen, but like they didn't like the layout, how it like was. So they start applying some customizations, like changing border radius, size of the previews, like in picture-in-picture layout. And like for that, you just with edit mode currently you just can't duplicate the scene. You see that okay, it's not like what I want, because every creator like see it like own live show in own way. So okay, this is not what I want. You duplicate the scene, like adjust border radius, put the previews in the right corner, and after that you just switch to the scene. So, and your audience is not looking how you changing border radius like on the fly while or moving the sources. Yeah, of course, it depends on the live stream vibe and the topic. It could be relevant as well, but mostly you don't want to show it. You want just okay, I am in this layout, let me just pre-create that. And yeah, for example, I don't know if it will work, but like let me do no,
it
okay,
has
so
to. No, it has to work. No, I mean, it will
okay,
work. I have no
okay,
doubt.
let me
do it.
do. So I will do the same. So I will duplicate our current scene. And yeah, I already see the new scene was created. I will go in edit mode and like so I will just change border radius, for example, of this current layout. Yeah, still everything still stayed the same, and I am clicking finish and show scenes. 3, 2, 1.
Ta-da! See? So yeah, so imagine like if you were actually messing with this percentage of like roundness, right? Like how round do you want those corners to be? Like if you just switch to that scene in like the old way, yes, see, like people would
like
be seeing this adjustments. But with editing mode, it's a small thing that you could do that would just fit your design, your vision better. But it will look like it's been planned and it was there the whole time. So that is really cool. And I agree with you, Alex, that a lot of times doing things on the fly is adding to authenticity of live stream. But I think it should be about the content that you're talking about and the stuff that you're showing, not about the previews, the layouts, and like the way the video boxes and the stream parts are positioned. Like that should not be part of your process while you're streaming. Part of the process is the feature, the conversation, the interview, the value add that you're delivering to your audience, not like your little kitchen, right? So I think the editing mode is solving all of that. Good stuff. We are going to transition. Unless, do you want to show anything else in your demo mode today, or should we transition to our final Q&A and ask me anything from the live chat?
Yeah, I think we can transition to the Q&A. Even this demo wasn't planned with the border radiuses, and it like worked. So yeah, we can go and like pick up some questions to answer.
Absolutely. All right. We are going to take all kinds of questions at this point. If you still have questions about editing, about Restream Studio, about scenes, please don't hesitate to ask us in the chat. We have about 10 minutes left, so hurry up if you have any questions for Alex. This is your unique chance to talk directly to our head of product. And we're not shying away of any questions, so ask us anything. Question from Technicomedia. Can you change the animation when you switch between scenes? So I think the question is about being able to customize how the transitions look. I know it's a common request. I know it is in Canny and it should be upvoted. Do you feel like this is something that we can? Are we working on?
We are not working on it yet, but like we also see it like from mostly it's like professionals who has like their like nice setup and they want like similar version in studio. So we do have it like in our like not top list, I would say medium list of like feature requests. It's not coming like this summer for sure. So, but like maybe later this year or like even next year, but like it's something we would be interested to add like to Studio, because like we want to like with the edit mode you have like one more step to like make your content even more professionally looking, or like it's much easier to create these live streams for you now. But with the transitions we also understand that like okay, this one is could put your content on different level, how you switch scene and what transition you use, because it could be something like really unique for your like video backgrounds or your graphics for your live show, for your like widgets, browser source overlays. So we definitely see a big potential and value in this feature, but currently we don't have in our short list just yet.
Reluctant creators are saying 1980s kaleidoscope transition. We really need it. This is hilarious.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to add on to this comment. Okay, kaleidoscope transition from 1980s, definitely a killer. But if you have specific transitions in mind, if you have examples, video examples from anywhere in the internet, when you submit those requests on Kenny and when you upload those requests, please add those references to us. It really helps us to see exactly what you are looking for and then prioritize just a few transitions that are the most important, like kaleidoscope from 1980s. So it's going to be an iterable process, right? Like we will probably release a few transitions first. We'll not necessarily immediately let you modify everything the way you want, but what would be the top priorities? I absolutely love fading, right? Like to me, fade away is the best transition. But fading into the darkness or fading into the light are both my favorite. But let us know, other than kaleidoscope, which we definitely got covered at this point, we will we would love to see what transitions you are looking for. And if you are a skilled animator with ability to create transitions, we want to hear from you because we might be able to use your help. So message me or Alex Bichok. You can find us on LinkedIn and on X and reach out at any moment. Good stuff. Question about will there be widgets library one day? So we mentioned widgets a few times. We are constantly improving this feature. There will be another live stream that will be dedicated to widgets very soon. What can you tell us about the library?
Short answer, yes. One day it will be for sure.
One day.
Yeah. But like if you're comparing this feature with the custom transition, this is like much closer in terms of if you're talking about widgets library and the overlay libraries. So yeah, it's something we already have in our short list, and it's something we plan to work not right away after we finish the edit mode, but yeah, it's something we plan to do this year.
Yeah, that's a great one. Definitely something to look into. And if you want to contribute into that library, let us know as well. Cool software, just a little bit of love. And then there's another one from also from YouTube. Wow, I should try this software. I use OBS plugin for Restream so far. Yeah, definitely try Studio. It is a new world. And Humble Gaming made it here from Instagram. Just let us know that Restream is the best. Phil is also asking, is there a way to show the views from different platforms permanently? So currently you kind of have to hunt for that a little bit in your channels settings, right? Or you can see them in analytics after. Do we plan to, because of course not all platforms will show you views. It depends on API and what is shared with us. But there's always this debate, right, Alex? Should we show views for the viewers? Should we show views for guests? Should we show views only for hosts and co-hosts and co-producers? What is your last stand on viewership on platforms and what should be displayed?
I think it's like a really nice use case for our widgets and like browser source, as you can like, okay, you just want to show like views from X, for example, or from YouTube, or like from the old platforms combined. So we are definitely considering like widget like that in our library for the future. So, and you can like just decide what kind of viewers you want to show to like your people, and it's we also understand that this is like additional type of engagement with your audience. So some people are afraid when they have like 0 views, and like for someone it could be like discouraging. But like some
Yeah.
people use it like in different way. Okay, I have 0, I put it, and like I really see when like I see 1 there, and like I am really excited about that. And after that you see 2, and like that person who is watching, he understand that like, okay, and usually people react, oh, I see you, you are like watching right there. So, and they are trying to support like new streamers in this way. So yeah, I believe it has like a big potential for all type of creators. Are you small creator or are you already big creator? It's a really nice way to like increase engagement of your live streams.
Yeah, you really can gamify that. Like a lot of times
Yeah.
people ask about polls and trivias and giveaways. So that's another way to kind of like encourage the audience. Once we reach 100 live viewers, I can do certain things.
Yeah.
Whoever is going to become my viewer number 50 from this platform or from all platforms accumulatively, so all channels could work together, I could do a giveaway and things like that. So yeah, absolutely. Good idea. We are.
Yeah, and like just one more item like on this before we switch to the next question. And currently with the AI, there is no like basically limitations. You can build like widgets which is like will work only for you, and you are okay, I want this. You just use this type of like tools, V0, Lovable, or any other like web coding tools, and you also can pre-create these scenarios. Oh, okay, what would be if how it would look if it's like 100 people, or it's like 120, or once it's reached the goal. So for everyone, as now everyone can create personal software and personal like widgets, I would say. So there is no like other limitations. Of course our like goal is to make it simple for users who doesn't have time for that, or like just want to choose something from our library. Yeah, we definitely also have plans to do that. But like while we are doing that, everyone could create already widgets and bring them into the studio as a browser source.
And by everyone, we mean literally everyone. You do not have to have any technical skills. With new vibe coding tools like V0 that you mentioned, and even like Cloud Code, even ChatGPT, like all of those tools now allow you to create a lot with minimal technical skills. I have 0 software developer experience originally, definitely communications and marketing by training and by craft, and I am enjoying those tools big time. It's literally whatever you can communicate and use plain English words, it can create it. And yeah, Studio is going to support more and more of those. We are introducing more and more of those features, more and more API integrations, MCP server integrations. So there's definitely big push in that direction from us to make it easier for you to create anything you can imagine and bring it into your live stream. Great question. Question about local recordings, because this is something that we are all very passionate about. I even took a quick screenshot. Sorry, Alex, it'll be a little cut off there, but we are local recording this right now. You absolutely can record locally each and every guest on their own device and on their own machine. Right now, as you can see, we have Alex, me, and we paused Anatoly, who is our co-producer, because we don't need his recording for this one. But you can do it in Studio, so you do not have to use any additional tools in order to have clean, top-notch, high-resolution recording from each guest of yours. This feature unlocks on professional plan. It is a professional feature, but we do have trials. Please reach out to our support team if you want to give it a shot. Good stuff. Anything else you'd like to add about our favorite, all-time favorite local recording?
Yeah, if you like, maybe it's not specifically answer for this question. Maybe if you're like already using local recordings and have some feedback, please like share with our support team or with me or with Anya, because recently we did like some like invisible improvements from the technical side. So we always trying to make it like more reliable, like to make it like this uploading faster or downloading process faster. So, and we would be happy to hear your feedback, what is missing in our local recordings and how we can improve that as well, because it's in our like top list, I would say, and we are always, since it's a new feature for Restream, we're always like improving that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the quality of those local recordings go up to 4K. So you can, depending on what your camera and your guest cameras and processing system can allow, you can have really slick recordings. And the beautiful thing about this, Charles likes to rave about it all the time, is that we upload those local recordings on the back end. So you do not have to chase your guests after the show, asking them to drop stuff in Google Drives or Dropboxes or whatever. Everything is connecting already. And if you just, after you end the stream, hang out with your guests for just a couple of minutes, you will have all the recordings available for your storage already. And if something went wrong, there are links that allow guests to re-upload. So there are many, many different checks and balances there. And it's getting more and more reliable every day. If you tried it early on and something didn't work out for you, try it again. I'm pretty sure you'll be surprised in how far it has gone. Another question also from Technica Media. Restream only needs output vertical camera, virtual camera, and virtual microphone to be a complete platform. What do you think about this, Alex? Is that something that we are thinking?
No, we are not in the moment, but like it's a really interesting idea. So, and I don't remember seeing similar ideas on our ideas Restream.io. Please share. Maybe other people will also vote, and we will like took it into consideration how to make it like happen.
Yes, ideas at Restream.io is the best place to submit those. This is, and again, examples of how you would like for this to work, and also examples of the outcomes you're trying to achieve, right? Like what exactly is that microphone or that virtual camera that you're trying to add? Like what is that content? Like how does your show look? So the more context we get, the more examples you share, the easier it is for us to understand, and maybe suggest a workaround, because maybe there's already something that we do that we can that can already achieve your desired outcome, maybe through a different method. This is a good one. I love this question. Can I export scenes for sharing with a colleague? Now, when we talk about editing and being able to modify things, can you actually export scenes from one studio draft to another?
So it's a nice question. So in some way, yes, in some way, no. And like if you're talking about like export as a like one file, it's not possible. If you're talking at the moment, so I would make it like in this way, because like it's a really nice feature request. What you can do, you can just if you have like two studio open it, you just can go and click to the active scene on one studio, press Command C or Control C, open another studio, and press Command V. So basically we will copy paste from one studio to another. Like, of course, if you have like video screen sharing on the scene, it will not be transformed. We will just keep like the placeholder for that. But also, if you, for example, I don't really know about like any other workarounds. Of course, you can like duplicate
the whole draft. Yeah, that would be my workaround.
From the past, even from the past streams, if you have like your show like in the past, you can just click duplicate and it will recreate this draft. Also, we have like as one of the feature requests under like organization and workspaces, like the ability to share, like basically export, move the draft from one workspace to another. It's something we also considering adding. But like, I'm curious how you plan to use these exports, and maybe it's a really nice idea to work on.
Yeah. So far, copy paste a scene if you just want to share one is the fastest way. Recreate the whole draft is the fastest way if you have multiple scenes that you want to share. If basically you've built a great live show and you maybe want somebody else to basically do the same flow, it's easier for them to modify when they already have your draft versus starting from scratch. So that's a really good idea. But I do think that exporting as a special document would be really cool. All right, we are going to wrap this up. I guess the very last question about extended discounts for non-profits. Please reach out to me either on LinkedIn or on X. You should be able to find me pretty easily. It's Anya Rezina. And you can just like share your content with me. We're not necessarily offering a lot of discounts right now, but I do run certain campaigns when I would offer extended Restream plans in exchange for video testimonials. So something that I'm running on marketing side personally right now. So depending on your use case and depending on if you're willing to review us on a few review sites and also create a video that talks about how you use Restream, we can set you up. So reach out to me on that one. Cool. I guess this is our show. We do have a few more comments. I can see them, but we're going to start wrapping up. And yeah, I see. I see that there are some new questions also coming in. As always, at the very last moment, people are joining. Okay, widgets, good stuff. I appreciate the widgets functionality. Definitely good to see those comments. And but we are going to wrap up today. Thank you so much, everyone who participated. Alex, do you have any last comments before we say goodbye? And anything that you would like people to get more? I see those comments of wait, don't go. Okay.
Okay.
Any last comments? And maybe I'll get one question from our new.
So what I can say, subscribe to our channel, in social medias as well, as we are currently working on a lot of cool stuff, and it's something we were preparing for the release, and there will be some new versions of some functionality or some studio updates. So there are a lot of updates coming, so make sure you will not miss it. And if you have anything related to the edit mode or Restream Studio in general, or any Restream product, feel free to reach me out or Anya, or create a feature request on the ideas Restream.io. So and we are really glad that we can build this product together with the community, and we are not going to stop doing that.
I love that. So there's so much pledges of us to not leave. I cannot leave without acknowledging at least one comment from who is Dalia. We are not going to let you down. I can see that you are writing a variety talk show and would like to add Rumble. Restream Studio is a great platform for that. We do integrate with Rumble, so you can go live on LinkedIn and Rumble and YouTube and X and Facebook at the same time. It is definitely Restream Studio is what we're using right now for this conversation. It is perfect for talk shows. It is perfect for introducing guests. It's perfect for any kind of content that features videos, social media, screen sharing, and things like that. So would love to acknowledge your comment. And if you need any kind of help connecting Rumble, our 24/7 real human support is there. Those folks really know their stuff, and they can help you to go through the steps. So if you are trying to connect Rumble and Multistream to it, in addition to other platforms, you can totally do it with Restream. No questions there. And yes, there's something about dropping links on LinkedIn. So you can find us on LinkedIn just by our names. I am going to, if I figure out how to do it, maybe our co-producer can show our names. Finally, the mission for Anatoly. You can find us by just our name, both on LinkedIn and X. There was a really sweet question earlier here. What are you guys currently grateful for? Alex, do you want to respond to that before we wrap up and actually do our dance?
Ooh, no, it's a very hard question for me. I can't answer that.
Well, I am actually very grateful. So there are two things I'm grateful for. One professional, one non-professional. The professional thing that I'm very grateful for is how much it's gonna put you on the spot, so you can also be part of that. I'm very grateful for how much the product team at Restream stepped up recently in helping us create those demos, in showing up for our audiences, in doing this live shows and talk shows, in co-producing with us. Literally before, marketing team primarily ran those shows, and now product team is the major driver of these conversations. And you guys are preparing demos, you guys are signing co-producers, we are collaborating and brainstorming on the topics. So it has been such a delight to be able to work with product team, not only on the behind the scenes in our internal comms, but also publicly, right? As we're building, as we're having conversations, as we're collecting feedback from our real-time viewers. So this is what I'm super grateful for in my professional world, how much product is now involved in our shows and in our live Q&As. Because you guys have been just very, very awesome. I'm so proud of you and so grateful that we're now, here we go, working as one team. And in personal life, I'm just grateful for people around me, people who I love. There are amazing friends and people who are very near and dear to me who are watching my live shows all the time. So I am so grateful. I see you. I know that we're going to discuss it. You're going to make comments. So thank you so very much for being such a great support. I feel like not a celebrity yet, but I feel like I have some really solid fan base. and that drives me so crazy. I love seeing people coming in over and over, the same names, the same questions, the same accounts and same channels. So that is making me happy every day. And thank you all for being part of this show and those conversations. Love you guys. And I guess we're going to go. And as we wrap it up, we are going to get a little away from Anatoly. Big thank you for everyone who participated today. Anatoly was our co-producer. Grant is our moderator. I believe Alexa or Mike was live clipping for us today. And my co-host is Alex Pichok, also head of product at Restream.
Thank you, Anya, for hosting this live show. And yeah, let's play some music.
See you later. Let's play some music. Cheers, guys.